And it feels like just yesterday I was landing on this map for the first time. I'm glad it's gone.
Not the leader of a cult, RabbitWithAxe.
Greetings, demons, and welcome to a Fortnite discussion video. And you read the title correctly, you saw that thumbnail. Fortnite Chapter 3 ends December 3rd, and that is with a full event called Fracture, which it feels like so long since we've had an event. I don't actually remember the last one we had. Did we have one? Have we even had one in Chapter 3? So we might not have had one in over a year, or potentially a little bit under a year. And that is a big thing in terms of the timing. Chapter 3 is 4 seasons long. We now know that. Chapter 4 is the next season. We've had Chapter 3 for about a year. By the time December 3rd rolls around, it'll be a little bit over. And that seems wrong to me. I mean, think about it. Look back at our previous chapters. Chapter 1 was 10 seasons. Technically 11 if you want to count Chapter 0 before anything proper was implemented. Chapter 2 had 8 seasons. And then Chapter 3 is going to be just, 4. It seems weird to be talking about it like this because a lot of people really have nostalgia for Chapter 1. The Chapter 1 map is most people's favourite. And then Chapter 2, a lot of people look at as being not great. And I think nostalgia is going to hit harder the further away we get from it. I actually really liked it during the time that we had it. But I'm definitely in the minority there. Chapter 3 has been an interesting one because people seem to enjoy the map. Seem to enjoy the changes that we get, the updates, the loot pool for the most part. People seem to enjoy. I certainly enjoy it for the most part. And yet we're losing it so soon. And I feel like nostalgia is not going to hit as hard for this. Because at the end of the day, Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 were both about 2 years each. We're in 5 years of Fortnite right now, or Battle Royale specifically. And it just seems so weird to me that they're cutting Chapter 3 so short. And hey, maybe this is the future of Fortnite chapters. We're going to get a chapter a year, split into a few seasons just to tell a bit of an ongoing story. But even then, saying that, Chapter 3 hasn't really had a start or end in terms of the story. We were kind of thrown into the middle of the story with the start of Chapter 3, because realistically Chapter 3 just continued what was happening in Chapter 2. And now we're ending Chapter 3. And will it actually be the end? Will it actually see the end of this current story? And now, I could sit here and theorize about what exactly the story implications of Fracture are going to be, the event. I don't think that that's really worth doing in this video. I may do that in a video closer to the actual event date when we know a little bit more information. Something I would like to talk about, though, is the fact that we know, due to all these leaks and all this information, and by the way, the actual Fracture reveal, I suppose, was done at FNCS, if that's what you were wondering. When it comes to the information that we've been given, we actually know that Creative 2.0, as people like to call it, it's actually Unreal Engine Fortnite, UEFN, is being delayed. It's coming out next year rather than this year, and I think they're aiming for spring, though that doesn't really mean much in the grand scheme of things. Honestly, it's kind of disappointing. We've had this promise of Creative 2.0 for a very long time, and it has been said for a very long time to be happening both this chapter and this year. It appears that neither is true. So, we did actually get a tweet from Tim Sweeney in response to a Hypex tweet saying, "Sorry folks, the team is working super hard, but the Unreal Engine editor for Fortnite, UEFN, has been delayed to late January 2023, and I wouldn't be surprised if late January turns into potentially early spring. So we're talking, maybe February. I'd say March, maybe April, which is really disappointing. It's not something that I'm all that bothered about in the grand scheme of things, but at the same time, it's really disappointing for those that were excited for it, and I know a lot of people were basically holding on to the hope that Creative 2.0 was going to save the game before the end of the year. A lot of people have left Fortnite for games like Overwatch, for the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, stuff like that. All the games, in fact, are getting really popular again. And it's just very disappointing for a lot of people that we are losing out on UEFN in this year. It is going to be coming out, and I'm sure it's going to be great. I can just see the game, and I know this is a point that was been made by Nick ITF. I could see the game becoming a bit more like Minecraft or Roblox, where it's more about the actual creativity of the user and creating things like minigames and marketplaces, compared to the current system where it's, oh, look at our big battle royale sort of thing with all its story and all its updates and all that kind of thing. We have already kind of seen the starts of that. Fortnite and Epic tend to push the creative experiences more than the Epic-made ones, if you ignore the challenges that we get for the Epic-made ones, because, yeah, obviously there are more challenges based around what Epic makes with the regular Fortnite Island, but we do have a lot more advertising and pushing of, the top creative maps, the most popular creative maps, good ones for XP. I mean, even down to the fact that you can now get a daily challenge completed by just playing a little bit of creative. 20,000 XP, I believe, earned in creative matches, which isn't a lot, especially if you have good XP granting, minigames or anything like that. In fact, recently we've even had creative things like the FNCS Legends Landing, which just completes that challenge for you. It's getting to a point where you no longer have to really play actual games, so to speak, to be able to level up, to be able to actually unlock things in the Battle Pass. It's becoming more and more the case that Battle Royale and Save the World aren't really required. And it, as I say, has been going this way for a while. It's just finally come to a head. And I think with Chapter 4 just looming over in the distance and going to be getting, UEFN very, very soon, it spells the end, in my opinion, for what we know as Fortnite now. And fair enough, we've already kind of seen that happen before with the death of Save the World. When Save the World was cancelled, when development ended, that kind of, at least to me and those of us that were interested and quite enjoyed Save the World, spelt the end of Fortnite as it was. And I feel like a lot of us have adjusted to the new system where Battle Royale is Fortnite, and it kind of always has been. It's hard to say when that change happened, if there was ever a change to begin with. Some would say it was immediately upon Fortnite releasing its Battle Royale mode. Some would say it's probably around the time that Save the World had its development halted. It's hard to say, but I feel like with Creative 2.0 right around the corner, we're about to hit the exact same system, where Battle Royale is just going to be thrown on the wayside, kind of ignored in the grand scheme of things, in order to give creative the spotlight. And personally, I hope that doesn't happen. I hope that, Creative 2.0 brings us everything that we want, everything that we need, to be able to create all these fantastical visions that a lot of people have. I know a lot of people are interested in making first-person shooters within Fortnite, and that'll be really fun, I'm sure. I don't know. It's a weird time for Fortnite, and I know I've kind of taken this off the rails of just being an update video about how there's a new event and a new chapter, but I feel like it's important to just bring up that a lot is changing in Fortnite all of a sudden, and I'm not really sure where it's going. But anyway, that's enough of my rambles out of the way. that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like it, subscribe if you're new here, and ring the bell so you never miss an upload. Otherwise, it's going to be it from me, and yeah. Bye!
Look at the screen, you'll be fine. Culture's a disease, but we'll survive. I just wanna take